Hey folks, this is your health tarot read for the week of October 17th. I totally forgot to post. I did the videos for last week and forgot to post them. Whoops. Anyway, so we're just going to be starting this week. Yes, I have shifted over to YouTube because Instagram was making me speed talk because, you know, you only can be posts, but such a short length on Instagram. So it was hard getting through all them signs. So this way I can take my time and not have to speed through, and I can timestamp so you can go right to your sign, okay? Anyway, I think that honestly, the next couple of months or the rest of the year should be, not saying smooth sailing, but it should be a little bit easier for folks. You know, last week, Saturn went direct. The week before that, Pluto went direct, and Mercury should be going direct this week. So I think tomorrow. So things should be getting a little bit better because the last 5 months have been freaking bullshit. I'll be honest with you. It was just a lot happening in the planets, which was just causing chaos. You know, a lot of karma. People were dealing with a lot of karma. A lot of health problems. People were probably dealing with a lot of relationship issues, just dealing with their own it was just a lot going on, you know, debt. People probably dealing with a lot of debt in the last 5 months. So a lot of that should be clearing up. You know what I'm saying? If you deal with court cases or whatever, they should be going in your favor. You know what I'm saying? Or at least be done with. Even if they don't go in your favor, they should be done with. So anyway, I hope the rest of the year is better because the last 5 months have been crazy. So for folks that are new to this, I pick a card from the tarot. Oops, I was just dropping everything already. Pick a card from the tarot deck. Let me just straighten this camera out a little bit more. It's a little bit better. And each card is associated with an element or a part of the body. So I will let you know what you need to be watching out for this week. I'll pick a food card. I added my aromatherapy cards, crystal card, and self-care card. Now I can do all these cards because I have more time. So anyway, let's get started. So we will start with Aries and go from there. And you can look at your sun, moon, rising signs if you'd like to. Cut these babies. Ooh, that was a weird cut. I mean, it might be a weird week. All right, let's see what falls out. Ooh, okay, we got 2 cards. I will take them both. All right, so we got the Knight of Swords and the Temperance card. So let's start with the Knight of Swords. In traditional tarot, this usually means something or somebody is rushing into your life. And that could be the case. It could be, just off the bat, it could be telling you to slow down. But in health related matters, this is related to issues with the shoulders, the respiratory problems. Could also be dealing with nervous disorders, and I guess that's why I'm saying slow down, because it could just be like you might be fidgety. You know what I'm saying? I was fidgety this morning, which I wonder. Sometimes the readers, can influence the cards. I try not to do that, but as much as I was dropping stuff today and just fidgety, it was weird. So if that's the case, it's just telling you to slow down and chill out, relax. So I'm going to focus on, I'll touch on all these, but the respiratory problems in particular, if you're dealing with a lot of congestion, which I know a lot of people are because this is the season, season's changing, leaves are starting to fall. It was actually cool today on the East Coast, so, and windy. So, you might be dealing with like ragweed and tree pollen and stuff like that. So if that's the case, look into stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is a great herb that helps with dealing with allergies. And it's a great alternative to, using like your typical over-the-counter allergy drugs, which, just don't seem to be effective after using the same one. Eye Bright also is a nice herb that you can make into an eye wash. You just make it like a tea and just like rinse your eyes out with it. It's good if you're dealing with like, runny, like itchy eyes, and runny eye, like, if your eyes are tearing a lot. So look into those two herbs definitely for your allergies, okay? As it relates to respiratory, I mean, that could be a lot of different, well, I guess respiratory in that if you're dealing with things that are like, it's like, say the allergies have already transpired into like a sinus infection, or into, you're not breathing well, and you can feel it in your upper respiratory system, you may want to look into some colt's foot or horehound. A lot of it depends on if it's a wet or a dry cough, or if you're like coughing up stuff, or if it's just like dry and kind of painful. Definitely depends, but I would look into herbs for the respiratory system, and like I said, there's a ton of them. Horehound is a good one. Colt's foot, eucalyptus. Even just doing some eucalyptus aromatherapy would be good for you right now. Just have it going in the bedroom while you're sleeping. I tend to do that. I'm just trying to think of some other good ones. Oh gosh, Lobelia is a good one. Sorry, I had to think about that one. But that one's good if you really need to kind of like, if you're really dealing with like if you're feeling like your lungs, or like, especially if you're dealing with allergies and you have asthma. Lobelia is a good one for people that are dealing with asthma in particular. So anyway, those are for the respiratory issue. For the nervous system, though, I would look into skullcap, chamomile, St. John's wort, all of which, lemon balm. Those are great herbs for like calming the nervous system. So yeah, just chill out. I just go back to slow down, because accidents happen when you're like speeding, or if you're just fidgety and stuff like that. I also say when you're fidgety, stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't feel like you need to be out and about doing stuff. So I'm gonna focus on the temperance card next. Okay, so temperance in traditional tarot is really about like patience. It's also like balancing your emotions. It can mean, it can mean a lot of things depending on what the cards are associated with it, but I'll just say patience and, also on this one, taking your time, which is funny that these two cards came out together. I kind of feel like the temperance is telling you to slow down also. Go back to slow down. I don't know who needs to hear that. From a health perspective, the temperance card is related to anything that's like hot, fast, intense. It could suggest things like fevers, whatever, for some reason can't keep down, maybe with traditional over-the-counter drugs like Tylenol. So there are other herbs that are good for fevers that you may want to look into. A couple that I like, if you are dealing with like fevers, could be, one, garlic. Okay, so a lot of times you don't even need like these like very specialized herbs. Sometimes it's like basic stuff you got in the kitchen. So garlic is really good anti-inflammatory. I would definitely look into that. And also just making like a honey ginger tea, because ginger is also anti-inflammatory. Think about inflammation, flame. Okay, anything that means you have some type of inflammation in your body is heating up in order to try to get rid of some type of infection or something in the body. Other good herbs for fever. It's funny, I mentioned lemon balm for this one for calming the nerves, but lemon balm is also great for fever. So you might want to, kill two birds with one stone and invest in some lemon balm. Echinacea is good for fever as well as also willow bark. And I know this card touched on shoulder pain. Willow bark is like an aspirin, basically. It's got salicylic acid in it. That's how they, even make Tylenol, is from willow bark. And so if you are dealing with shoulder pain and you are dealing with, some type of pain in the body, willow bark is a great alternative to Tylenol without all the side effects. And then, as I said, if you're dealing with some type of fever, willow bark might be good if you are dealing with some infection in the body. Okay. So those are the herbs that you should investigate for this week if you're dealing with any of those areas. Okay. All right. So let's see, what foods should you adopt this week? All right. Yeah, definitely relax. That's the tone I'm getting for Aries this week, is just relax the mind. All right. Okay. All right. You guys need some water. And that sometimes it comes just down to that. You might be dehydrated. Sometimes, we confuse dehydration with a lot of things. We'll think, oh, we got these headaches or migraines coming on. We have pains in the body. A lot of times your body is just dehydrated. So if you are dealing with shoulder pains, drink some water. If you are dealing with fever or anything like that, drink some water. If you're dealing with respiratory issues, nervous system issues, drink some water. Water, that sometimes dehydration can show up in so many different ways. Okay. So this is what it's saying. Get that fluid in the body. It will help you tremendously. All right. All right. Let's see. Now, this is a deck that for folks that have been following the readings, I have not been using. So it will be new for some folks. See what's going on here. This is now you can look at this as herbs that you can take in your diet, or you can look at it as in some essential oils that you can use for either putting on your body, like diluted in another oil, like a carrier oil, or you can use it as aromatherapy. Okay, so let's see what they have for Aries. Ooh, you got two of them. All right, you got marjoram, okay? I hardly ever use this herb. It says, find fulfillment, take risk, be careful of over-isolation, okay? So I don't know if you guys are, kind of sitting back a little too much the last couple months or something, but this card is saying get out there a little bit more, okay? Like, take some risk, stop isolating yourself from folks. And then you got cardamom, which is one of my favorite spices. It says be rational, mental clarity, and sobriety. So who over there drinking? Okay. Now these herbs, I think they're harder to find as essential oils, but definitely these are herbs that you can find at the grocery store that you can include in your diet. Okay. But either way, those are very good anti-inflammatory herbs. I know that for a fact for both of these. So someone's dealing with inflammation this week. I'm getting that because of the first two cards. So you need some water and you need some anti-inflammatory herbs in your diet. All right. Now I'm going to pick a couple crystal cards for you. See what crystals you need to keep with you this week. Ooh, that's too many cards. We were here all day trying to read all them crystal cards. Ooh, all right, there we go. That one flew out. you know, this one came up before. Chrysoprase. Now, I hardly ever see this actual crystal. Chrysoprase. Allow yourself to receive. And I go back to this card, which is the person like running, you know, and even this card with patience, the Temperance card. When I see this card, it reminds me of, you know, you can, if you're rushing, you aren't allowing yourself to receive good things in your life. You know, like if you're constantly on the go, you may not even notice when someone's trying to help you because you're just so busy doing things on your own. And I hate to harp on this, but I keep hearing this slow down message in my head. And this card is saying, allow yourself to receive, which to me means, you know, you're not, like, you need to relax so that you can see all the blessings in your life and the people in your life that are trying to help you. So you might be running yourself ragged, but there are people that in your life or things that are going to come into your life that are going to assist you. But you got to slow down to see it. Okay? Ooh, that was a horrible. All right, now my last card for Aries will be the self-care deck. Did I just drop all these cards? Do one more. I don't know why I'm rushing. See, I'm rushing. That's how I know y'all are rushing, because I'm rushing. And I was not rushing when I started this tape. But I'm rushing now, so I know y'all are on the move. You need to sit back, y'all. Sit back. All right. Let's see. What self-care tip we're going to have for you this week? There we go. There she goes. Oh my gosh. If this card don't come out every single read. Abundance planning. Y'all, I'm so sick and tired of seeing this card. But I guess whoever's following me needs to know this. You need to have a plan for your money. Okay? But it's not just, when I think of abundance, I don't think of just money. I think of anything that you hold valuable. You need a plan for it. Even if that's your time. Okay? And time is more valuable than money. So how are you using your time? Are you using it in the best, most effective and efficient way? Are you putting your time toward things that are going to bring value back to you? That are going to reciprocate to you? Are you putting your time into people that are going to reciprocate? So again, I go back to, are you receiving? Okay? Are you slowing down to receive? Are you being strategic about how you're spending your day? Are you just speeding through life? Okay? To me, Aries, I'm hearing slow down. Put a plan together for how you spend your day. Have a good routine for your day. Journal it out. You know what I'm saying? How you spend your first waking hours in the morning. That typically will indicate how your full day is going to go. So are you meditating? Are you drinking water? You know, are you planning your meals? Are you getting your food on the go? So I'm getting that there's some reflection that you need to do on your routine, and also slowing down throughout the day to take mindful breaks and make sure that you're getting what you need. And that you're seeing the people that are trying to help you. Okay? Abundance planning. That's for you, baby. Okay? All right, Aries. That's what I have for you this week. I hope you have a good one. All right? All right. We're going to move on to Taurus. The Boo. Okay? All right, Taurus. Here we go. oracle for you. Oh, there you go. All right. Got the Seven of Swords. So this is not usually the cards you want to see in traditional tarot. The Seven of Swords is typically about deception, some trickery, just basically someone trying to get away with something or just do something, see it's in the moonlight, like he's doing something in the dark. So typically this means someone's like doing something they shouldn't be doing. However, in the health deck, this is related to blood circulation, okay? And it could also mean that you're dealing with a lot of stress, okay? So you might be dealing with a lot of stress this week. And I hope that, sometimes Sundays can be tough on people because, you're getting ready for the week. But I would just say this, like, if you acknowledge that stress is going to be tough for you, then you can do things in advance to kind of like help bring your stress down. And let me just say, sometimes we're not always aware of the stress and of how stress could be impacting us. We might think we're good, but in reality, like, our body is like suffering internally. So anyway, there are some good herbs that you can take to help with reducing the impact of stress on the body. Particularly for folks, I don't get the sense that this is chronic stress though. I don't know why. I just feel like this might be more like acute stress. Like maybe you got a lot that you're doing this week, or that's upcoming, that's making you a little nervous. But some herbs that are great for dealing with stress and anxiety are passion flower, valerian root, chamomile, lavender, lemon balm, kava kava. All of those herbs are tremendous for reducing stress, okay? So just, drink some tea. Like any of those herbs I mentioned are great as teas. If you can drink some tea in the morning and at night, that would be ideal, okay? For the ones that are more sedative in nature, like valerian root, drink that at night. But the other ones you can drink also during and throughout the day. As far as blood circulation, ginger is a great herb for moving blood around the body. It's typically the one I recommend because a lot of people have it in the house. I would also look into cayenne pepper, ginkgo biloba, olive leaf, and even butcher's brew. Those are all good herbs for blood circulation, okay? Taurus. And then massages. If you have the resources and the time, go ahead and get a massage. If you needed a lymphatic massage, all right, just to get that blood going in the body. And a lot of times when we're stressed out, our body will slow down in how kind of like the blood is moving around. And so you will notice like swelling in the legs or the ankles, things like that, if you're stressed for long periods of time. So that's just one of the ways our body deals with stress. It's not a good thing. Avocado. Okay, so we're hearing that you need some avocado, some healing in the body. All right. Avocado is a tremendous, delicious form of fat that I would totally recommend. And I'm actually going to read this one for you guys because I feel like there's more to this story. All right, avocado. And this is from the Food Healing Oracle deck. Sorry, I gotta give me some more music going. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry for the interruption, but that's what I do around here. I gotta get the music going. I can't focus if I don't do it. All right. Food of the gods. Listen to what your body is saying. Where is healing and nurturing needed? Emotionally, mentally, physically, or even spiritually? Be present with what is arising with your being that is asking for attention. Are you distracted and spending your energy on others? Get back to you now. You can only give from the overflow. Embrace the absolute yummy creaminess of the avocado. Its shell is fragile, like us, in moments when we are hurting. You are all you need for your own healing, even if the outside is a little bruised. Be like the avocado and its powerful inner seed to receive an abundance of wellness in your life. All right. So avocado is known as the mother fruit. It's easy to digest and is known as a gut soother. Avocado is a phenomenal anti-inflammatory for heart and blood circulation. Y'all. Didn't I just... Sorry. I just be getting so excited when the cards just confirm another card. So avocado is good for blood circulation. And what did we just say that this card was about? Poor blood circulation. Okay? So you need some avocados in your life this week. All right? It says, not as widely known but vital, the avocado seed contains over 100 phytochemicals and is revved up to heal you in a myriad of ways. It assists in lowering cholesterol, liver detoxification, and helps against cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. All right? So, all right, I'm just leave that there, okay? Just leave that there. But I think that's pretty awesome. So just add some avocado to your diet could be very helpful. All right, let's see what we need from an essential oils perspective, or just spices you can add into the diet. Oh, now this is not an herb that I am, or essential oil. Petite grain. Appreciate your past. Embrace the ripple effect. Soul contracts. All right. That's what it said. Now, if you're familiar with this, I would definitely look this up. I'm not, so I'm going to look it up after I finish this video. But I think it's pretty cool. And you might be dealing with some past issues, and that could be what's causing you stress. But it's saying appreciate your past. All right? All right, let's see what crystals you need to have with you this week. Unikite, live in the now. Unikite, live in the now. And I actually just purchased one of these. But I'm getting the sense that there's stress related to focus on the past for y'all. Maybe somebody did you wrong, because that's, like I told you, this is a card of dishonesty, or someone betraying you, or doing something, or you could be the one betraying someone, or someone could be betraying you. Either way, it's this. I'm getting the sense that there's some stuff that you're dealing with in the past, because we're talking about stress here. Stress that could be causing poor blood circulation in the body somehow. And you know, hey, poor blood circulation can also cause headaches. So if you're having a lot of headaches this week, that could also be a sign of poor blood circulation. But that said, with this whole thing, appreciate your past and live in the now. It means just be thankful for whatever happened in the past. Even if it hurt you, just be thankful for it and move on. That's what it's saying. And kind of, but just focus on the now. Focus on the now. That's what it's saying. All right, we're going to do a self-care card and call it a day for Taurus. Why that's not going through. I'm struggling with shuffling today. I do not know why. All right, here we go. Ooh, all right. That one popped out. Music popped out, so it might be telling you to listen to music, but I want to keep pulling because that one kind of came out weird. Music is my way of de-stressing. Could be for you too. So it's saying listen to some music. I'm just going to pull one more just and see what else comes out. Because it came out weird. And this one's coming out weird too, y'all. That's okay. Okay. It's saying read and rest. All right. So whatever's going on right now, it's telling you just to put it aside, you know, be thankful for it, let it go, focus on you right now, read and rest. That's what it's saying this week. That's how you can kind of get yourself like back calm out of the stress mode. All right. All right. So that's what we got for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed your read for the week, and I will see you next week. All right, we're going to move on to my gems. And you know they're my favorite. All right, what is coming out for gems this week? Oh, there we go. 5 of Wands. All right. So in traditional tarot, this is a sword about conflict. In health tarot, this can mean there's some curvature in like the spine, or you could be dealing with back issues, like a weak back. Okay. This could also mean that there's, so anyway, I'm going to start there. If you do have curvature, or if you're noticing curvature in the spine, go see a doctor, okay? Just to confirm that that is actually the case. A lot of us are, you know, looking at computers all day and bending over in weird ways, so we might be dealing with that. Women that are nearing menopause or in menopause can, particularly white women, deal with osteoporosis as they as they're through menopause from the lack of estrogen in the body. So just check your spine, okay? That's what this is saying. If you're dealing with a weak back, you know, there's a lot of good exercises out there that kind of help strengthen the back, particularly the lower back. This can also indicate that there's some chronic fatigue and anxiety that you're dealing with, okay? Or some unhealthy weight loss. So if you're losing weight rapidly, that's not a good thing, because one, you'll probably gain it back rapidly. But two, it can also mean that you're not getting all the minerals and things that you need, and your body is just like dropping fat. And I can understand that can be good for a while, but you want to make sure that you're losing weight in a very healthy way, slow and consistent way, not just like large amounts of weight quickly, okay? That can cause other issues. It can also cause hair loss, so be careful with unhealthy weight loss. If you are dealing with chronic fatigue, man, there's some things that could be, you know, you might want to make sure your adrenal function is good. You know, ashwagandha is a great herb for adrenal fatigue. Ginseng, Siberian ginseng, is actually eleuthera root, also known as Siberian ginseng. That one is a good one that you might want to look into. Let's see here. Lemon balm. I've said that I think in all the readings so far. So lemon balm is it this week. Ginger is really good for chronic fatigue. Mistletoe. Yeah, mistletoe isn't just for kissing under the, you know, kissing during Christmas. But mistletoe is also good for chronic fatigue. Okay. So look into those herbs. And look, ginseng's, boop, whenever I cut and I see it, and that's usually, might want to look at some ginseng. Okay. Siberian ginseng. All right. Which is different than Asian ginseng. All right. Let's see what foods you need. There we go. Butternut. You need some support. Something tells me you need some comfort. I look at this as like a comfort food. You know, you hook this up with some brown sugar, some cinnamon, some nutmeg. it's just telling me you need some comfort in your life, okay? Especially if you are dealing with chronic fatigue, all right? You need help. Either help someone to help you with the things that are going on in your day-to-day routine, or you need help with whatever is you're facing this week. You know, like if you have a big presentation at work, or if you are, you know, got a big assignment at school. Don't do it alone. You need support, right? Also, make sure you're eating. I go back to, if you are trying to lose weight, that's great. But make sure you're also getting good, minerally rich foods in your diet. All right? And you're not just kind of like eating scantily to keep weight off. It'll backfire. All right? Lime came up. Now, lime is an essential. You can find this as an essential oil. But you can also just include this in your diet. It says hope. Process grief, be present in the moment, okay? A lot of times if we're dealing with a lot of fatigue, we are just like, we can't even focus on what's going on. We're just so tired. So this is saying be present in the moment, you know? So that's like relax. This is a week of relaxation. Don't lose hope either. I think I look at this card, this card reminds me of like competition and conflict. Don't lose hope in the matter. Get some help, and you got this, all right? You got this. All right, let's see. What crystals do you need to have with you this week? Turquoise. Oh, that was the crystal I actually had on this deck. Turquoise. Prioritize your health. Okay? So I'm getting the sense that yeah, you're focused on things outside of you. You know, you need to prioritize your health, what you got going on, what you need. All right? It's, to me, this is like, sometimes if we are dealing with like people that are against us or not, you know, or you feel like are against you, you tend to focus on that. You are putting your energy toward those other people, whether you know it or not. And this is saying, ignore them and focus on yourself. Okay? Prioritize your own needs. Get the support you need. Only be around people that are supporting you. Let's see here. Let's see what self-care guidance you get this week. Oh, that came out. Look to the stars, okay? And I appreciate that because, one, like I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, there's a lot happening astrologically. A lot of things are going direct. So I think what has been difficult the last 5 months should be getting a little bit easier. Yeah, because a lot is happening. Like I said, Saturn's gone direct, Pluto's direct, and Mercury's going direct this week. So things should be like getting a little bit easier for folks to deal with. Like it should be less things going awry. But I also mean, this could mean spend a little time outside in the moonlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, get some of that moon, make some moon tea, you know, and just spend some time, you know, at nighttime. I'm getting a sense, you know, maybe just like not saying you have to go look at the stars, although that would be nice. It's something I don't think we do enough of, but you know, I think it just means at nighttime, do some reflection and like think about your day and also how you want your day to go the next day. Like I'm thinking of more of like a nighttime routine. But if you can and go out and look at the stars, do that too. All right, Gemini, that's what we got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed your health read, and we will be moving on. Okay? All right. So next up is our Cancerians. All right, so we can see what we have for Cancer this week. Ooh, too many cards. Too many cards. Let's come out for Cancer. There we go. Oh, all right. Don't flip out, y'all. The Devil. Okay, that's what you have to look forward to this week. Now, the Devil doesn't necessarily mean the devil himself, or the devil in traditional tarot usually has to do with like codependent relationships, addictions, wanting something really obsessing over something. It does not necessarily mean like, you're the devil or you get the devil around you. It just could mean like, it just means there's behaviors that you need to check. Okay, Cancer, that's what it's saying this week. It also could mean from like, physical nature. It could mean that there's some issues with your teeth, your bones, your joints, your knees. It could suggest also that there can be issues with like colds or like, rheumatoid arthritis or things dealing with like older age, like aging skin, broken bones, chronic conditions. So just be on the lookout for things like that. But particularly, I would say focus on your teeth, bones, joints, and knees. Make sure you're getting enough calcium. I'm just going to say that, okay? There's some good herbs. Nettle's a good one for getting calcium in the body. I'm not a big fan of drinking milk, but taking a calcium supplement if you need to is okay. But I'm just gonna say that, like, make sure you're getting your calcium, making sure that you're getting like herbs that are good, or not herbs, but supplements that are good for joints as well. But typically herbs that are good for the bones are like stinging nettle, as I mentioned, horsetail, dandelion, and red clover. All of those are good for building bones, and it helps with your teeth, okay? With dandelion, you want to make sure that you're getting the shoots, okay? Like the stems, the leaves, and the flowers of the dandelion. Red clover blossoms are really good. So look into those herbs, because that's what you need to watch out for this week, all right? Do not worry. The devil is just how they represent it in tarot. It usually means, again, addictions or codependent relationships, which you could be dealing with that. And if that's the case, that's a different tarot read. We're focusing on health in this one. All right, let's see. What foods? Okay, that popped out quick. Rosemary. All right. Now, rosemary is a really awesome anti-inflammatory herb. It helps with hair growth, which may be something that you could be dealing with this. I would say that you could be dealing with, but if old, because this card is associated with aging, and I know hair loss can obviously be associated with aging. Rosemary is really good for helping to kind of revitalize the hair follicles, is what I'm saying. It also is good for blood circulation. It's good for like cognitive stimulation, like with brain function and like your alertness and like your focus and memory and all of that. So those are all things that people tend to focus more heavily on as they age, is, memory and mental clarity and things like that. All right. All right, let's see what spices or aromatherapy, essential oils, do Cancerians need to include in their repertoire this week. Okay. Cassia. Be confident, rest assured, and find your authenticity. Okay. Now, I have never used this herb, but I would definitely tell you to explore it, look it up, and see how it could help you. But I suspect that it is an antioxidant. For some reason, I just have a feeling that it is. I could be wrong. But I think that I think from what I remember that this is good for joint pain. And I also believe it's good for erectile dysfunction. Okay, that's what I've known it to be good for. It's like a form of cinnamon, so that's why I said it's an antioxidant. But I remember something like this, you don't want to take in large amounts. Just take small amounts of it. If you haven't taken it before. So you just want to be careful with not taking too much because it could probably be heavier on your liver. But you can use this as an essential oil as well. That's probably much safer. But if you do take it, it's known to be good for joint pain, which is one of the issues that I mentioned when I pulled this card, was that you're going to deal with things with the knees and things like that. So that's why this card is coming up. All right. All right, let's see what crystals you need this week. Okay. Got 2 of them. I will give you both of them. Malachite, it's time to transform. Okay, this is one of my favorite crystals. One, because it's green, it means it supports the heart chakra. But I do believe malachite is also really good for your throat chakra as well. Okay, making sure that you're speaking up for yourself. And then you have ocean jasper. Schedule yourself in, okay? Making sure you're getting time for yourself. All right, that's important. Ocean jasper. Oops. So those are two crystals that you want to look into. Malachite for sure. If that's something that if you're into crystals, definitely recommend having that in your crystal kind of like rotation. All right, let's see what your self-care card deck is. And I would say, I'm going to just have to stop here for one quick second. When it says schedule yourself in and it's time to transform, I go back to this card and what it means in traditional tarot, which is codependent relationships. If you are depending on someone else to help you or do things like that, don't. If you're depending on someone else to emotionally fulfill you or to be that person that kind of like makes things okay, it's basically saying stop all that and do it yourself. Okay, so I don't know who needed to hear that, but that's what I'm getting from those crystals. The self-care card you got was energy work. All right, so you need to focus on your own energy, not somebody else's, your own. And like I said, these cards are associated with your heart chakra and your throat chakra. So just make sure that you are checking on yourself, okay? And knowing that you can do all things by yourself. You don't necessarily need to be dependent on somebody to help you. All right, Cancer? All right, that's what I got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed your read. And I will see you next week. All right, moving on to our Leos. Leos, what do we have for you this week? What do the Leos need to be aware of this week as it relates to their health? saying nothing. You don't need nothing this week, Leos. Y'all just fine. All right. We got the High Priestess. All right. The High Priestess is basically related to hormonal imbalances. All right. It's related to the uterus, the ovaries, the breasts, all things woman. Okay. In traditional tarot, this lady is very intuitive. Okay. She knows what's going on all the time, just doesn't talk about it. All right. Keeps it to herself. This card can also signify there could be potential issues with the stomach or your nutrition. I want to focus on hormonal imbalances though, because I kind of feel like that's what's coming in for me is the issue this week for our Leos, or our lionesses more so. I would say this is more about Leo women than it is Leo men. Hormonal imbalances, my favorite herb is Vitex chaste tree. It is a hormonal normalizer. So, and particularly with your female hormones, estrogen, progesterone. Okay, so look into Vitex chaste tree. If you are dealing with hormonal imbalances, and this can be teenagers, teenage girls, or women, you know, who are perimenopause or in menopause, that is a great herb for kind of helping regulate your estrogen. All right. Which, you know, when that gets out of whack, that can cause all types of issues, hair loss, acne, dry skin, dry hair, hot flashes. I mean, the gamut, mood swings. So Vitex chasteberry is your friend. There are other herbs that that are known to help with, estrogen, like black cohosh, wild yam, black haw, HAW. So you can look into all of those, but I will tell you Vitex is probably one of my favorites. Okay, Leo. All right, let's see what foods you need this week. Especially if you're having like crazy PMS symptoms, you need to regulate the hormones. Milk thistle is also a good one. It's because it's a phytoestrogen. It's like a fake estrogen. Your body thinks it's estrogen. And it helps with the liver. And sometimes we need that liver support when we're dealing with hormonal issues. Especially if you're dealing with excess estrogen too. That can also, you might want to do some dandelion root. Now this is so funny. This just came out for the Cancerians, but rosemary, okay? Remembrance. So, and that's another thing. A lot of times when we're dealing with hormonal issues, we can have like brain fog and mental clarity issues and just feel kind of like out of whack mentally. Rosemary is great for cognitive function. It's also good for hair growth, which is something that we deal with when we're dealing with hormonal issues. Hormonal imbalances can cause hair loss. And so rosemary is great. Some people make it as like a tea and they use it to like, use it as a shampoo. They use it to rinse their hair with. You can also find rosemary based oils. Tremendous for, like I said, stimulating the hair follicle. Okay. It's also good for blood circulation, which can be another issue that happens when we have hormonal imbalances. So, just a really good herb. It also helps with like alleviating muscle pain, helps boost the immune system. It's just a really fabulous herb that I don't think people use enough. Okay. All right, let's see here. Is for essential oils and spices. This deck here. Ooh, now that was a lot of craziness that just popped out here. All right, so the card that we got was Copaiba. I just like to say that. It says revelations, validation, release guilt and shame. And I'm so glad this came out with this, because a lot of times when we're having hormonal issues, it causes so much craziness with our bodies that we feel a level of shame. You know, women go through so much shit with their bodies. It is just crazy what we have to go through. I mean, it's like, I appreciate it at the same time. I know it's like the heaven and hell. It's like we have these feminine aspects to us that are beautiful, and it allows us to birth children if we're able to, and and just create, even if it's creating art, we're just so creative and so magnificent in how we can create just a life, and make a home feel like a home. It's like we can create anything. But having that feminine power, it comes with all these like issues that we deal with on a physical standpoint, and they can just be tough, and there's can be shame with that, shame with having ridiculously heavy periods, or shame with like, losing our hair, or shame with having hot flashes, so it's just like, put that aside, because at the end of the day, you're a creator. Okay. And if that's what we got to deal with, but we can create life, so be it. Okay. But copaiba is a very powerful essential oil that I would definitely say is one that you want in your kind of like essential oil toolkit. This is an anti-inflammatory. It promotes wound healing. It's a pain reliever. Some people use it for contraception, but you can look that up. It's an aphrodisiac, which is another issue that we have with hormonal imbalances, is not wanting to have sex. Just a lot of things. Some people even use it to treat infections like bladder infections, gonorrhea, strep throat, all types of infections. So copaiba is an awesome essential oil. Okay, just read up on how to use it topically. All right, if you're going to. All right, let's see what crystals you need this week, Leos. Okay. Fluorite, again, awesome herb, I keep saying herb, awesome crystal. It says, find peace within. Love that. I love that, because if you're going through a lot with hormones, you're not going to find peace anywhere else but within. I mean, it is just you're just so up and down and crazy that if you try to balance yourself with external things, it ain't gonna work. You got to figure out how to balance yourself internally. Okay, and that's why her eyes are closed. She knows that whatever she needs is within her. It's not outside of her. All right. So if you're looking for answers, if you're looking for comfort, if you're looking for any kind of solution, you got to go inside for the answers. That's what the high priestess is known for. She has all the answers, and they're usually in her gut. Your self-care card says, connect with your ancestors. Okay? So to me, this means meditate, pray, think about your loved ones that have passed, and just know that you're not by yourself. Okay? With all that you're going through, and physically too, you're not by yourself. We have some powerful women that have a step before us that have gone through way more with way less resources. So it's basically saying, look to them for that type of power and inspiration and motivation to keep going. Don't let these physical things, because this will change. This will get better. But just think about, what other people had to go through. I think about that, like just, what if you have your period and you dealing with like taking care of somebody else's children and being, I just think about it. I just think about what our ancestors went through, having to work ridiculously long hours, and you might be cramped up. Y'all, it makes me shut up real quick. So anyway, that's what I got for you, Cancer. You got to check them hormones, okay? You got this. All right, I'm sorry, I said the Cancers. I meant Leos. My bad, Leos. All right, now we're moving on to our Virgos. All right, Virgos. Okay, we got 2 cards for Virgos. We got the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups. All right. So, if this was a traditional read, I'd be like, somebody's coming into your life with an offer of love. So I will start with the Knight of Cups. This usually means there could be some issues with your feet, okay? It could also mean that you're dealing with some type of malnutrition, like you're not getting enough minerals or something like that. So just be careful with your feet this week, okay? Make sure your shoes are fitting properly, all right? Sometimes, you know, people be getting corns and bunions and things like that. Make sure you're wearing properly fitted shoes, all right? And if you are dealing with like nutrition issues, make sure that you are getting like green leafy vegetables into your diet, that you're doing, you know, that you're getting all the colors of the rainbow in your diet. You know what I'm saying? Or that you're taking some type of multivitamin, or you're taking some sea moss, something that you're getting some minerals into your body. All right. The King of Swords is, man, he can mean a lot of things. But typically this is related to kidneys and diabetes, all right? So, and I'm wondering if that's why feet are coming up. Because, you know, a lot of times some people find out that they have diabetes because of sores or things that they find on their feet. So check your feet, okay, Virgos? That's what this is telling me. I'm going to focus on that. I think that's why they came out together. For kidney issues, you know, one, making sure you're getting a lot of water. You're reducing the amount of white sugar and white flour that you are intaking, okay, in your daily diet. If anything, just do like a sugar detox. You know, just go no sugar for a couple, even if it's just a few days, because that will help tremendously. And if you do get your sugar through like your fruit. And not fruit juices, but like whole fruits where you're actually eating the peel and you're getting the fiber. That's important, okay? Excuse me. I would also, if you haven't been checked for diabetes, go get a test, okay? Check your blood sugar. See what they're saying about that, if you are diabetic or not, because you might be, and you want to make sure you're getting that diagnosed as soon as possible if that's the case, all right? But that's what I'm getting here, is that's what you need to focus on, is your sugar intake. And if you're not overweight, that does not necessarily mean that you don't have an issue or could not be predisposed to diabetes. There are a lot of people that are underweight who have diabetes, okay? And I feel like I'm talking to people that are type 2 diabetes, not type 1 diabetes that you usually typically know at early age, which is more autoimmune. This is type 2, which is like adult set diabetes that I think I'm talking about, okay? So check your feet. Make sure you aren't getting some random sores or anything on your feet, wounds on your feet. And also, if you can, when you go get a physical, and have your blood sugar checked, okay? All right, that's what I'm hearing from you guys. And if you do have diabetes already, you've already been diagnosed with diabetes, especially type 2, it is reversible, okay? You know, a lot of people go vegetarian, vegan, and fully transform their blood sugar tolerance, like their insulin resistance. So it is possible. I'm not going to get into that because we'll be here for a long time. I'm happy to meet with anyone who's interested in that and talking about that. However, there are things that you can take, like fenugreek is really good for people that are dealing with diabetes. Cinnamon, bitter melon, all are good natural sources for regulating the blood sugar. Okay? All right. Let's see what foods you need this week, Virgo. Oh, there we go. Carrots. Okay, we got carrots here for you. Empowerment. All right. So basically meaning you can take control. If you do think that you might, if you have diabetes or you think you might have diabetes, you, especially type 2, you can change this. Okay. Feel empowered about that. All right. And carrots are excellent source for, like, I think vitamin A, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, I would definitely, you know, it doesn't hurt to put these into your diet, especially for like raw, getting them in raw. But even boiled, I think they're okay because they're considered like a non-starchy vegetable. So people with diabetes can kind of eat carrots freely. All right. And they have very little impact on your blood sugar. So I would definitely look into that. Now, I would not put sugar on my carrots, okay, because that would change everything. But I think they have a sweet flavor. So it's like, to me, it's if you're eating them, like I said, whole, not juiced. I'm not saying eat juiced carrots. I'm saying if you eat them whole, I think it can help manage your blood sugar, blood glucose levels. All right. And still get that sweetness in. Let's see here. What essential oils or spices to add into the body this week? Ooh, there we go. Something popped out. Oh, a lot popped out. We're not going to take all these. We're going to keep going. That was like 7 cards. That one fell out. Myrrh. Gather security measures. Ground yourself. Nurture by nature. Okay? And I like that because a lot of times if you're dealing with blood sugar and insulin resistance issues, they're so quick to put you on insulin and all these other drugs. And if you're not at that point where the severity is not there, say they told you you're like pre-diabetic, which is a joke to me, but if you're pre-diabetic, because in my opinion, you either have it or you don't have it. Then, you know, start eating more vegetables, less meat, less white sugar, white bread, you know, anything with white flour. Go with things that are like how they come out of the ground, okay? Things don't come out white, all right? They just don't. All right, it says bloodstone is your crystal for this week. It says get up, get moving, all right? And if you, like I said, if you're sitting down, you're stagnant, that does not help you if you are dealing with blood sugar issues, okay? And kidney issues. All right, you need to be moving. If things get stagnant, that's when you have swelling in your feet. You can get, it's just blood can start to stagnate, water, lymphatic fluid stagnates, and that's when you can start to have issues, all right? So you got to make sure you're moving every day, going for walks. All right, you got 2 cards. Burning bowl ritual and clean your space, all right? So sometimes we just feel better when our house is clean. So this is telling me clean your house, clean your car, everywhere you spend time, make sure it's clean. It'll make you feel better. It'll make you want to move around more. Burning bowl ritual is usually, you can look this up, but I know it to be that you like write things that you either don't want or you want in your life, and then you burn it, okay? It's like kind of like just putting it out there and then you just let it go. All right. So definitely do your own research on that ritual, but it's saying that's something that you need to let go of something. And it could be, when I see that kind of card, it makes me think that there's something that you're holding on to that's making you either eat things that you shouldn't be eating because you're not dealing with some emotions, you're still focused on the past, and you need to let it go, or you really want something, but you're not doing anything you're not taking action towards that goal. And so you're sitting in like procrastination mode. And a lot of times in procrastination mode, we tend to eat things that we're not supposed to eat, or we just kind of like we aren't, we're focused on the clouds. We're not grounded. And so I'm getting the sense that you need to ground yourself, just make a list. What is you want, and then take action towards it. Okay. That's what I got for you, Virgos. So take care of yourself and watch them feet. All right. Okay. Next up are our Libras. Okay. That was a lot of cards. Hold on, y'all. I had a lot of cards come out. Let's go do that again. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Okay. This card in traditional tarot usually means you're holding on to something. Either you're holding on to like your money or you're holding on to some, like a person, a guilt or something in the past. You're holding on to something. In health, this can denote like dental issues or chills in the bones or some type of bone sickness. It can mean that there's not enough calcium in the body. So yeah, but in general, it just means that you're like holding on to something, and also like it could be worrying. So, it could also mean flare-ups or things that you dealt with like as a child that like flare up as an adult. Okay. But I'm going to take this as like bones and teeth. So I'm going to say, make sure you're getting a good calcium in the body. Okay. I really don't promote drinking cow's milk, but I will say that there's different calcium supplements that you can take that you can kind of help you with that. Also, stinging nettle is a really good one. Red clover blossom is another good one for getting calcium in the body. Okay, red clover blossoms, nettle, and also dandelion. Okay, so that's what's saying. Watch some teeth. And if there are flare-ups that you're having from childhood diseases or accidents, if they keep occurring, you may want to go get those checked out. Okay, make sure it's not something more serious. All right, let's see here. Let's see what, and if there's worrying happening, there's definitely a lot of nervine herbs. Chamomile is a great one, and you can drink it cold or hot. Cold works better for the stomach. Hot works better for the nervous system. All right, two foods came out. Pineapple, expansion, and blackberries, procrastination. So I'm getting the feeling that you're holding on to something, Libra, because you don't want to move forward. So you're holding on to kind of like how your life is right now, but there's some action that you need to take that will expand your life, expansion, but you're procrastinating. You're holding on to your current life as it is right now. And I'm assuming it's from worries, fear. Okay. That over time can cause issues everything emotionally presents itself physically over time if you don't address it. So whatever that is for you, it could be work related. Pentacles a lot of times has to do with like work, but if it's work related, take that job, or let that job go so you can take a better job, make a plan, but take action. Stop procrastinating. That's what it's saying. Okay, Libra. All right, let's see what aromatherapy or spices you need to add to the body. This one came out earlier. Actually, you got two of them. I'll just take both of them. Petite Grain came out. It says, appreciate your past, embrace the ripple effect, and soul contracts. So this came out earlier. I can't remember who it was for, but that's what I was saying. I feel like you're holding on to your past. And it says appreciate your past, meaning appreciate it and let it go. Once you appreciate what's happened in the past, you can let it go. Good or bad. You just have to appreciate that it taught you a lesson and then let it go. Okay? Or if it was a really good and you worry you won't have that same, something good like that won't happen again, that's not true. Something better could be in store for you. You won't know till you let go. And then lavender showed up, which is a great essential oil. Lessen overreaction. Own your intuition and speak honestly. Okay? You know good things are in store for you, but you are not making moves out of fear. Okay? That was a very easy read for me because that's what it's saying. Lessen that overreaction. Own your intuition and speak honestly. Put this here so you can see everything. Let's see what crystals you need. Tiger's eye. Overcome your fears. Isn't that what I just said, y'all? You're not making moves out of fear. You're procrastinating out of fear. You're holding on to the past out of fear. It's time to let go. And I know you got some tiger's eye. If you don't, that's a very common staple crystal to keep in the house. To keep on you. Get a tiger's eye bracelet. All right, let's see what they have for Libra for self-care. Ooh, okay. We got look for fairies. Aww. I like that. Look for fairies. Now look, you may not actually see a fairy. Now maybe you will. Okay, I don't know where you live. But I look at fairies to be also like people that come into your life quick and do really awesome things, and they set off a chain reaction, and it's usually a good chain reaction. You know, so if you messing around BSing on not doing something, something's gonna come. Something's gonna happen. Somebody or something. It could be a person. It could be an animal. It could be a child. Whatever it is, it's gonna trigger something, and before you know it, that procrastination is gonna just kind of go away, and you're gonna be in action mode. Okay, all right. So don't be afraid. Make the moves. All right, Libra. That's what it's saying. All right, moving on to Scorpio. Okay, here we go. Scorpio. All right, what's going on for Scorpios this week? Oh, there we go. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Typically, the 8 of Wands is related to communication or some form of action. As it relates to health, this usually means there's pain in the hips or the thighs, okay? So watch out when you're exercising. There's no herb that specifically works in the hips and the thighs, but what I'm telling you is to watch out for those parts of your body. If you're exercising, when you're moving around quickly, just be careful about that. Because this could mean injuries from exercise, okay? So just pay attention to your body, all right? Pay attention to your body and those particular parts of your body when you're working out, all right? Or just moving around the house, that you're not like knocking stuff, okay? Because it can cause bigger issues. All right, let's see what foods you need to know, Scorpio. Ooh. That's 3 things. I'm going to keep going because that was a lot. All right, what's coming out here for Scorpio? I'm going to have to pick a card in a second. Come out. There we go. Soursop. Okay. Miracles. Soursop. Known to be one of those like super foods, you know, that does everything. Yeah, soursop has so many benefits. And it's, from what I've known it to be, it's like super high in vitamin C, which is great for your bones if you are dealing with issues with the hips and the thighs. It's kind of known to strengthen the immune system. It helps with like, you know, it's really high in antioxidants, so it's to help with like, you know, skin and like managing, like keeping your skin nice and healthy. So anyway, I'm a big fan of soursop. Okay. And you can find soursop leaves usually like international markets and make like a soursop tea, but definitely recommend it. All right, let's see here. What essential oil or spices come up for Scorpio? There we go. Arbor Vitae. Unending strength, persistence, and resiliency. And I think soursop, I believe if this is the one that's like, they call it, comes from like the tree of life or something. So I kind of feel like it makes sense why they're saying unending strength, persistence, and resiliency. Okay. So I'm just getting the feel for Scorpio that whatever you're doing, you just need to keep going, that you're doing the right thing. You just need to keep moving. It seems like you've made some changes in your life that are positive. They may be hard. They may be like hard habits to keep up, but they're working for you, whether you know it or not, and to keep going with it. Okay. But those are some good cards to have. Because the Eight of Wands is about action. So it's like, keep going. Ooh, there you go. You got 2 crystals. Citrine. Bring in the light. Great. This is a great crystal. This is also a great crystal for abundance. I keep one in my wallet. Yeah. It brings miracles. Ocean Jasper. Schedule yourself in. This came up for someone else. So keep going. Keep going for yourself. It's working. Whatever you got going on, it's working. Okay, Scorpio? You don't even have any major health issues coming up. So good for you. All right, let's see what self-care comes up. Self-care guidance. Connect with the earth. Okay? So get outside, Scorpio. Take your shoes off. Walk around the grass where it's safe to. All right? You need some grounding. That's what it's saying. So you're doing a great job. You just need to spend a little bit more time in nature. That's all I got for you this week. It seems like it's going to be an easy week for Scorpios. All right? Take care, y'all. I'll see you next week. All right, we are moving on to Sagittarius. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see what's going on with Saggies. Oh, okay, there we go. Lion, you got the strength card. Okay, that's a great card to have in traditional tarot. That just usually means exactly what it is: strength. You know, making it work. This is, yeah, it's a great card to get. It does mean though in health that you are overworking yourself. You might be exhausted, and even like unhealthy lifestyle kind of habits because you're working so hard. Like, are you eating are you eating regularly? Are you eating healthy foods? It can also mean intimacy issues, okay? Also because of overwork and exhaustion, all right? As part of the body, it's related to the heart, back, the ribs, the spine. It could mean problems with the heart, circulation, things like that. But I get the sense that this is because somebody is working themselves too hard, okay? let me tell you, work will always be there. You've got to balance that out, because when you work too hard, it causes a whole host of issues. All right. Herbs that can help with exhaustion, I would say nettle, oat, maybe some ginseng too, Asian ginseng, to get your energy, get you some more energy. Could also be very helpful. That's a great adaptogenic herb, which I think you would probably do well with right now, because it kind of balances all of your physiological functions. Even ashwagandha, holy basil, all those good adaptogenic herbs would be good for you if you're dealing with exhaustion, because those things can cause stress on the internal organs and you may not even know it. You know, that's kind of people just be like, oh, they were fine. I don't know how they had that heart attack. Well, because they were stressed out and didn't even realize how stressed out they were. Okay, so look up adaptogenic herbs. Like I said, ginseng, ashwagandha, holy basil. There's a lot of them. I have a stress support tincture on my website that's a blend of several adaptogenic herbs that you can just take, drop it in your mouth. Okay, let's see. Oh, and look, see, I don't be making this stuff up. What popped up? Ginseng. You're exhausted, you need ginseng. Ginseng works wonders for people that are just kind of operating on fumes. It just helps balances you, but it also gives you energy that you just don't have. Okay, but it doesn't deal with the source of the issue, which is why are you working so hard? You know, like, are there other things that you can do, or can you delegate? Can you take more breaks? There's things that you need, that you should also be incorporating into your day to help reduce the amount of stress that it has on you, so that you don't even have to take the ginseng. You know, even with herbs, you shouldn't be on herbs all the time either. Okay, but just to get you through whatever you need to get through, ginseng is a great one. All right, vetiver is your essential oil. It says shadow work, self-discovery, and intimate exploration. Okay, because what I was saying was this card, the strength card, is related to issues with intimacy because of overwork. So if you're overworking yourself, you're not going to want to have sex. This is saying you need to explore yourself that way, because you probably, sex can also be a really great de-stressor. Okay, don't look at it as, you know, just pleasing the other person. Look at it as pleasing yourself. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And getting what you need to relax. All right. Self-discovery. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. All right. And vetiver is great. It's also great for people that have dealt with childhood abuse too. Just FYI. Because sometimes people that have dealt with childhood abuse tend to overwork themselves because they're always trying to prove themselves to other people. So I don't know whose message that is, but so you know. That could be physical or emotional abuse. Let's see what crystals you need this week, Sagittarius. This one came up. Unikite, live in the now, okay? Not in the past, live in the now. So maybe you're working really hard because you don't want to deal with something that you dealt with in the past. Like maybe you dealt with a lot of debt or financial burden in the past, and you're working hard to make sure you never deal with that again. Or, you know, I don't know. There's could be so many scenarios, but it's basically saying live in the now. Don't live in the past, okay? Enjoy each day too. Like enjoy yourself. If you're constantly working hard, you're not enjoying yourself. You know, you're working hard for what? To enjoy yourself later? Well, if you pass out because you're working too hard, you're not gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So make sure you're taking breaks to enjoy the present. Delegating to others so that you can take a break. you can take a full lunch break. You know what I'm saying? Like go out to lunch, like them 2-hour lunches that people don't like to talk about. But they know they're doing it. All right, what self-care guidance do you need this week? Ooh, that was a lot, but something tells me you need it. Plan a vacation. That's for you. Plan a vacation. Go somewhere. Even if you're flying somewhere, just go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Use your hands. Now, this could be back to self-discovery and intimacy, but I also think this means like do something outside of just working yourself. Do something creative. Okay? That can also be a great distressor. And last, make a meal. Because something tells me because you're working so hard, you're eating out a lot. Cook your food because you will deal with some type of malnutrition if you keep eating out. Okay? You need to make sure that you know what's going in your body at least 5 times a day. Then eat out 2 times a day. But make sure that you're cooking most of your meals. All right, Sagittarius, that's what I got for you this week. Hope you enjoyed your read. All right, we are almost, where's there? Capricorn comes after Sagittarius. All right, let's see here. What do we have for our Cappies? What do we have for our Cappies? What do we have for Capricorns? What do we have for Capricorn this week? You guys don't want to do nothing this week, huh? Y'all don't want to talk this week. That's okay. I'll pull a card on you if I have to. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more again. See what comes out. See what comes out from the cat. There we go. I knew something was gonna come. Oh, you see, man, you get 2 cards. That's what you get. 7 of Cups and Knight of Wands. All right. So let's see here. Let's see here. The 7 of Cups is usually about choices in tarot, but in this in health, it's related to venereal diseases, uterine prolapse or tumors, painful menstruation, female, just different types of things going on, right? It could just mean very dangerous sexual encounters, okay? Because he got choices, which means he's probably messing with multiple people, okay? So yeah. All right, let's just talk about it. First of all, use a condom. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you are out, having multiple lovers, no judgment. Just make sure that you are using, if you are having multiple partners, I mean, even just one partner, but multiple partners, then definitely you want to make sure that you are using some form of protection against STDs, because that's what this card is about. So this week is saying be on alert, whether you're the man or the woman, that, you should use protection, okay? And there are herbs that help with, that can help with different things. So, I mean, it just really depends. If we're talking about like herpes, then outbreaks, then there are certain herbs like garlic has been known to be very helpful. Aloe, like the aloe plant has been, colloidal silver and honey have been known to be very helpful for STD treatment. So I would look into those for sure. Let's see here. If you are, now this, it won't help, it won't prevent you from getting a disease, but if you get herpes or HPV or anything that has outbreaks, those can be very helpful for soothing like open wounds or infections, or open kind of like, outbreak areas, whether that be on the mouth or actually like in the vagina or on, some part of the penis. So it can definitely, those can be very helpful for you from that perspective. Also, I would recommend the vitamin L-lysine, Lysine. That is great for healing skin wounds quickly if you are having an outbreak. You may want to look into that. And that's something you can easily pick up at like a local drugstore. Okay. But in general, this is basically telling you, use a condom if you're going to be out there like that. Okay. And like I said, no judgment. Just make sure that you're protecting yourself and the other person. Okay. The Knight of Wands, it's funny that this came out with the Seven of Cups, because the Knight of Wands is known to be a playboy. So I got the feeling that I'm talking to a man here, and telling him to use a condom. Or if it's a woman, that she needs to watch out if she's messing with a person that she kind of has a sense that he probably gets around, use protection. On its own, Knight of Wands is about overindulgence. Okay. It's about, overindulgence in sugars, alcohol, and fatty food. So it could be that someone's making, I guess this is what I'm saying. Be careful about making a poor decision about sex if you are drinking under the influence. So if you are drinking heavily, then just, this is your me telling you, use a condom. Like, if you're drunk, just, make sure, or you're going on a date and you think you might be drinking, bring a condom with you. Okay. Because you tend to make poor decisions when you're under the influence. And I guess is what I'm saying. This is your forewarning that if that happens to you this week, to make sure that you use some protection to avoid an STD transmission. Okay. All right. Now that I've had to say that, I'm done with that. All right. But that's what it's saying. All right, let's see. What foods do you need this week, Capricorn? There we go. It's so funny because this kind of looks like a vagina. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Durian, mystery. Now, I don't really know. Oops, I'm putting it there. I don't really know much about this fruit. It looks like a fruit, so I'm going to have to look this one up. Let's see here. Durian. It says, sometimes we are not meant to know all the answers because spirit is still unfolding the steps to the big reveal. Remember, it's the journey, not the destination. Durian is one of those exotic, mysterious fruits. It is spiky and has a dreadful odor. Yet its insides are akin to creamy custard and oh so delicious, we're told. This is more and more sound like a vagina. Durian's message is to accept that which you cannot change, control, or understand. Judging a book by its cover is not in anyone's best interest. And that's what I guess I'm saying. You can go out with someone, they look good, but they may not be good for you, okay? Often we need to let the energy breathe and allow more of the mystery to unfold in perfect ways. There's an underlying teaching in everything, even when we can't see it straight away. Allow the mysteries to be revealed in the universe's perfect timing and trust that the world is aligning in your favor. Okay, so apparently this fruit is high in tryptophan, which not only helps our mood, but can boost our serotonin levels, also known to help reduce cholesterol levels, improve digestion, lower blood sugar, and increase sexual desire. So funny that I'm talking about sex. Even with that awful sulfur smell, it's actually one of the best features. The smell is what aids in liver detox. Okay. Last but not least, durian's high saturated fat helps in cellular protection and fighting free radicals. So basically it's saying, get to know the person before you start having unprotected sex. Okay? Let the mystery unfold itself. Enjoy the mystery. Don't have to unravel everything, the first date or the second date. Just, use protection. Okay? All right. Because this thing is all about sex for me, this read. All right, Capricorn? Glad somebody's getting lucky up in here. All right, let's see what we have for aromatherapy. Okay, Roman chamomile, which is actually really good for the skin. And this is actually another one that's probably good if you're having an outbreak, FYI. Reduce sensory overstimulation. Eliminate burns. Take a break. Okay, Roman chamomile. Chill out. To me, it means slow down. There's no rush to even rush into sex. Okay, is what I'm getting from that card. But Roman chamomile is a good essential oil. It's also, chamomile makes a great tea. Like I said, for the skin, for the nervous system. Also works great for gut health. Okay, it's an all-in-all good herb. All right, let's see what crystals you need this week. Ooh, we got 2 of them. Lemurian quartz. Practice patience. Y'all, that means don't have sex this week. Or if you do have sex, use protection. But take patience when it comes to unprotected sex, okay? Bloodstone says, get up, get moving. All right? So that might mean in this situation, you might need to get up and get moving. If someone's pressuring you to have unprotected sex, get up and get moving, okay? You don't need it. All right? So Bloodstone and what was the other one? Lemurian quartz. Practice patience. All right, let's see what your self-help card is. You got this one. Someone else got this one. The burning bowl ritual. So this typically means that you definitely look this up, but I know it to mean that you write on like a piece of paper what you want and don't want in life, and then you burn it. And that's kind of like releasing it into the universe. Okay. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but if I'm talking to someone who's like really sorry about that, guys. My battery died. So, but I was saying for Capricorns that the burning bowl ritual, definitely look it up. But what I know it to mean is that you write what you don't want and what you or what you want in life, and you write on a piece of paper and then you burn it in a safe way in a bowl. But the idea is that you release that energy to the universe to kind of have that, your wishes fulfilled. And so, I don't know, this could relate to relationships and really wanting a relationship, and sometimes maybe, getting into tricky situations with people before we really know them, because we really want that relationship. So that could be one reason why. But it could also just mean that there's things that you want in life, and that's just one way to get them that have nothing to do with sex or relationships. But I'm just getting a sense that this is tied to sex, okay? And, if someone's the right person for you, it'll unfold naturally. You don't have to rush it. Okay, guys? All right, that's what I got for you, Cappy Caps. All right, and I hope you enjoyed your read. All right, next up is Aquarius. All right, let's see what we got for Aquarius this week. All right, let's see here, Aquarius. Oh, there we go. 7 of Pentacles, which means you're investing in something and you're seeing how it grows. And 8 of Pentacles, funny that they came right back to back. That's rare. That's a rarity. 8 of Pentacles is working really hard on something, trying to make something happen. All right, so let's start with the 7 of Pentacles is typically about neck and throat issues, like sore throat or issues with the esophagus. It can also denote like thyroid issues, okay? So if that's the case, for thyroid issues, if you're hyper, I rarely know people that are hyperthyroid, honestly. I know it happens, but it's just rare. Typically, most people are dealing with hypothyroidism, which is like a slow underactive thyroid. And if that's the case, I would look into like iodine, which you can get through Bladderwrack, which is a nice brown seaweed form of algae. that is very high in iodine. So I would look into that. Um, if you are dealing with thyroid issue or hypothyroid issues. Hyperthyroid, there's not many herbs I know that can help with slowing down. Although I would say that you might want to look into adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha that can kind of just help balance the thyroid function. Okay. I don't know that it's typically known to be like specifically for hyperthyroidism, but it helps with balancing kind of all of those like TSH levels and also adrenal function as well. Okay. And then, usually if there are thyroid issues, you'll notice that in the throat, like you'll either like some protrusion, like you'll notice like lumps or something in the throat. So just, it might be saying to just get your thyroid checked is what I'm getting from the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles is about your small intestines, your liver, your pancreas. It can mean that you might have some issues with your digestion. You might have some either diarrhea or constipation, IBS, things of that nature. There's so many herbs for digestion. Okay, it just really depends on what in particular that you're dealing with. I would say some gentle herbs that you can kind of look that would be helpful to just drink on a regular basis are like chamomile, peppermint. I would say you might want to look into slippery elm or marshmallow root because those particular herbs help with providing like a coating in the intestinal lining, which, if you're dealing with ulcers from poor digestion could be a problem. So that's why I was like, you might want to get something that kind of creates that mucilaginous membrane, kind of helps with creating that coating. So slippery elm and marshmallow root are good for that. And then peppermint is a carminative. It helps with gas. And chamomile helps with like also soothing the stomach. And then I would look at, and you would want to take the chamomile cold for digestion. Okay, make it as a cold infusion. And last, if you're dealing with constipation, Cascara Sagrada is one of my favorite natural laxatives. Okay. But in general, I'm kind of feeling like you guys are working really hard. And because Pentacles is about like, your tangibles, like money, job, house, car, you know what I'm saying? Time. It's like that stuff. So, I get the feeling like you might be working really hard. So, just relax a bit this week, okay? Because if you're overworking, that can cause issues with digestion. And, it can cause adrenal fatigue, which can also upset your thyroid. All right. Yep, that's what I figured. You guys are working hard. Because this is what came up. Energy, coffee. Now, you might already be drinking a lot of coffee. So take that as either you need to slow down on your coffee or maybe you need to add coffee into your diet to get more energy. Okay, but I get the sense that you are working very hard. All right. But coffee is good at boosting the metabolism, giving you more energy if you are sluggish. Okay. If you're in sluggish mode. Let's see here. It says, let me see here. Siberian fir is what you have for aromatherapy. Universal alignment. Create peace. Kindness will prevail. All right. That's what your aromatherapy. Now, I've never used Siberian fir before, but I suspect it smells really, really good. So anyway, create peace. Okay. So I'm getting the sense that this is like a time for you, like I said, to relax. All right. You're working really hard, but this is saying universal alignment. That means the universe is working for you. Okay. So you don't have to work so hard. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, God, everybody's pulling for you, okay? So you don't have to work so hard. Let's see what crystals you need, Aquarius. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is like the 5th time this one has come out in all these reads. Unikite, live in the now. Everybody's working real hard. They're not living in the now. So that's what this is saying. Live in the now. Don't live in the past. Don't think, oh, let me just get these, whatever, reports done. Let me get these presentations done. Let me get this done. Let me get this done, and I'll enjoy myself later. It doesn't work like that, y'all. You gotta, because sometimes there won't be a later. You gotta celebrate now. You gotta celebrate yourself now. You gotta enjoy yourself now. You gotta rest now. Because in doing that, you might be saving yourself later. All right, let's see what self-care we got here. Self-care advice we have for Aquarius. Let's see what we got here for Aquarius. Ooh, make an altar. There we go. Okay. Now this doesn't have to be, some people might be like, what? An altar? I'm not praying anything. It doesn't have to be that way, y'all. It could mean like putting some candles up and some flowers and an incense burner. Okay. But it could be a place where you meditate. It could be a place where you listen to music. It could be a place where you just like lay down and just think. It doesn't have to be something you're praying to, okay? It just means like a place where you can relax, and it's like a designated place. Just like you have a designated place where you put your computer and you work during the day, this is a designated place where you chill out, all right? That's what it's saying. And it doesn't even have to be inside. It could be outside. You can create something outside, but it's just saying you need a place to relax that is in your eyesight so that you know, like, hey, it's time for me to go to this place and chill out, all right? All right, Aquarius, that's what I got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed your health read. And I will see you next week. All right. Last but not least is the Pisceans, or Pisces. All right. See here, what do we have? I feel like I need to do one more shuffle for y'all. Pisces. All right. What do we have for Pisces this week? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I don't know why it came out like that. All right, we got the Chariot. All right. In traditional tarot, this usually means like, you're moving fast and furious, or you're moving towards something with very deliberate, like in a deliberate manner, like you're coming after something, going after it. In health, this is related to genetic disorders or issues that are, came down through the generations. It's related to your mouth, the womb, the breast. A lot of times this is related to motherhood. So, and this also, because the Chariot is ruled by Cancer, a lot of times this card is related to issues with water, like edema or incontinence or, toxins or food allergies or things like that. So be careful when when you're eating out this week, for like food poisoning or anything like that, or eating something that you've never had before. It could cause you to have some type of allergy. All right. If you are dealing with like water, like lymphatic fluid, swelling in the body, you might want to look into butcher's broom, dandelion leaf, red clover, some other good ones that help with just pushing excess water out the body and getting fluid moving. Okay. But it is saying this could also be dealing with like motherhood. I would say if you're trying to get pregnant, and that's what you're focused on, then look, false unicorn root is a good one, for fertility, to explore. And then if you are pregnant, you might want to look into, red raspberry leaf as a good uterine tonic. Okay. All right. But in general, it's saying, pay attention to, your womanly parts. All right. Womb, breast area, and also the mouth. Okay. All right. Pisces. Let's see here. What foods do you need to put into the menu this week. Ooh. Okay, that was way too many cards. We are going to start again. Although I will tell you, kale came out. Where was it? I just saw it. And that's fertility. So somebody might be thinking about fertility. All right. Actually, I'm going to leave that out because it did pop out. Because I get since the chariot is about motherhood, fertility might be a focus for someone. So just basically saying, eat some kale, baby. All right. All right. You still got 3 cards. I don't know why. You needed 3 food cards today. All right. Spinach, strength, okay? And pears, grace, okay? And I think pears are I think they're in season too right now. So this is good fruit. But I'm seeing that you need to get your dark leafy greens in here with the kale and the spinach. And then the pears as well are also green. So something about green here for you. I just want to look up quickly what pears, because I know they're delicious, but I'm less familiar with what they bring. Let's see here. Pears. Let's see here. Roman history and Chinese. This yummy fruit is high in vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. It is a boost for our immune systems, can help aid weight loss, and may improve heart health and support those with diabetes. Easily digestible, though they are great for either pre or post exercise workouts. Go in grace and make the world a better place. Good. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were high in vitamin C. Okay. So anyway, this is basically saying you need your minerals, especially if you are pregnant or trying to get pregnant. Okay. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, we are working our way through. Oh, there we go. Cardamom. Be rational, mental clarity, and sobriety. Okay? So a lot of times with this card, it means that you're working toward a purpose. Like you are moving towards something with like very deliberate. And in this deck, he's moving. In some decks, the horses are not moving, but he's moving. So, I get the sense, and all of these foods, like the kale, spinach, and pears, all are great for cognitive function because vitamin C is good for cognitive function. I'm getting the sense that, like, you need to be really clear on what it is that you want. Because if you're not, these horses go out of control. Because you can see how there's a black horse and a white horse, which means they might be going in different directions sometimes. So you need to make sure you're either on the same page with you know what you want, or you need to get on the same page with somebody else about what you want, whether that's having a kid or what to do with children. I don't know why I'm thinking children are in the mix on this one, Pisces, but it just came to me, so I'm going to go with it. But to me, this means that you guys need to be on the same page and have that mental focus and clarity on what it is that you want. All right? Or else that chariot can go all over the place. All right, let's see what crystals you need to have with you this week. There we go. Angelite, support is all around you. Okay? So you're not by yourself. Whatever it is, because I get the feeling that you're dealing with something that you need to make a decision or you need to get on the same page with someone, you're not by yourself. So if this is with your partner, you guys are probably want the same things. Maybe you're thinking about different ways of approaching it, but you want the same things. Okay? But support is all around you. Angelite. All right, and last but not least, we'll do your self-care card. Oh, there we go. Journal. Okay. So maybe you need to just start writing down what it is that you want. Okay. I get the sense that you're still in this place of knowing you want to do something or make a move. And I don't know if it's about even having a child. But it's saying you need to write this down. Write down what it is that you do want. Okay. And maybe you'll get mental clarity in the process of the journaling. All right. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed your health read, and I will see you next week.